Hello and welcome to another video of Revit structural modeling by BIM Technologies. So in this video, we will be learning about how to set up the levels, structural levels, and how to create new levels, how to work on existing levels for a structural modeling. And also you will learn how to create structural grids. So it would be very interesting in this video. Also to remind you that in the previous videos, we have learned how to set up the project, how to start a new project, and we set up the various project settings in order to start working in a Revit project. Now let's go. So we have opened up new structural default metric template file, and here we are in this fresh new project over here. And in the project browser, you can see there are various options over here. And let's click on any one of the elevation views in the project browser. So I'm going to click on the north elevation view, and I can see that there are two levels over here, level 1 and level 2 in this particular view. So in order to start creating a level, first of all, you will need to know what are the different options to create a levels and what the levels are. So in a project, the levels are basically, they depict the structural heights, probably the story levels or the structural levels at which various floors are casted. It can show the top of structures, or it can show the top of beam, it can show the top of slab, it can show the top of foundation, it can show the splicing of the columns, and there are various other options, various other depiction that levels can do within the elevation of a structural model. Also, the levels can be of the foundation, of the basement, and of the various subgrade levels that they can depict in a model. So here we have the default template shows two level, and in the level you have two things that you should basically remember. One is the name of the level, and the other is the elevation. So this is the project base point. We are at 0, 0, and all the levels above and the below are marked or are mentioned or are depicted from the 0 level. So the level consists of a level head. The symbols can be changed. We will learn how the symbols can be changed. A level line whose properties can be changed. So let's see how to create new levels first in a project view, and what are the tools which is involved to create new levels. Remember that levels only can be created in the elevation sections views of a project. So we have taken the north elevation view to start creating a new level. So here under the structure tab, choose the structure tab here, and we have the datum plane, and you can see the level tool. You can also invoke the level tool by typing LL, but here I choose the level tool. On doing so, the modify place level contextual tab will be displayed, and there is a plan view set panel over here and the draw panel. There are two options to create a level. One is a line tool and another is a pick line tool. By default, the line tool is chosen, so we are going to use this line tool. And here under the plan views, there is a checkbox of create plan views. So if you click on this checkbox, you will be able to create the plan views from the level that you create. So another option, another thing that you should understand about the level is they also have the ability to create plan views from the levels that you create. So when you select the create plan view checkbox, the plan view types option is activated. If you choose this button over here, the plan view types dialog box is there, and you can select the structural plan checkbox which is selected by default and choose the OK button, and now move to the left. Now as you move to the left, and if you browse your cursor, you can see the temporary dimensions are displayed. Type the value at which you want to create another level. So I type 3000 and press enter, and I drag it to the right till the alignment cursor is displayed in blue over here. I click. So I can see that the level 3 is created at 6000 millimeters because I have given the height of 3000 mm over here, and a new structural plan is created here. Similarly, I can use the pick line option here. So if I choose the pick line option, there is an offset value. I can have an offset value over here. Let's say 3200. I can choose. Now this pick line option basically allows me to pick a level through which I can basically create another level in reference. So here, if I click on this level 3, I find a blue dotted line over here. I click here and the level 4 is created and the plan view is also created subsequently. So as you see that the new levels are created, there are other methods by which we can also create the levels. So you have learned about the line tool and the pick line tool. And what are the other methods? Let's do into it. So in order to come out of the level tool, press the escape key. And then you can also choose the modify button to come out of the existing command. So I've chosen the modify button over here in order to come out of the level tool. Now I select this level that I have created and I want to create another level by using the copy tool. So if I select this level, you see that the modify levels contextual tab is displayed here. And here under the modify panel, under this contextual tab, there's a copy option. I can choose the copy option to copy this existing level. But one problem is there with this particular thing that I will discuss about. So now, once you choose the modify copy, there is two options, constraint and multiple. So they are chosen by default. What will happen when you copy this, it will be constrained to perpendicular axis over here. And you can choose, if the multiple option is chosen, you can copy it multiple times. So let both of them be there. And now I click here at the endpoint. You can see the endpoint snapping is there. I move the cursor and I place it at a particular distance. Later on, I can change the elevations. So if I click 1 and there is another 1. So 2 levels are copied and now you can see level 5 and level 6 is copied. Later on, I can change the heights of it either by clicking here in the elevation, which will be directly from the 0, or if I select it, the temporary dimension is displayed over here. So if I want to add a value here as 3000, you can see that the level selected is moved. Similarly, I can click here and I can click here 3000 and the level is moved. So now you can see the heights over here is 15,200 and 12,200 millimeters from the 0 project base point over here. Now, what are the things that you can see that these two levels which are copied are in black and white. They are not blue because there is no structural plans which is created. Now, in order to create the structural plans from these levels, you can go to the View tab and there is an option called here as the Create View Plans over here. You can see here Plan Views drop down under in the View tab under the Create panel. So if you click here, there is a structural plan option. Click on the structural plan, select level 5 and level 6 by pressing the Control key and choose the OK button. And you can see that both of the plans are created and the level 6 view plan is activated here. Now go back to the north elevation. So this is the way by which you can create levels in the elevation view. Also, if you want to see the bubbles in both the sides, you can click here, click this checkbox, can override the display of this bubbles in the either side of the level line. So if you select the elevations, you see that, again, you can override them. All the levels are seen in all the views. So I'm closing this views and you can see that the levels are created. Another thing, while you are working in the structural modeling, you need to basically define what type of levels these are. For example, the level 2, if you select, you can see the properties palette here. The level type is 8 head. And here you have the identity data where it shows the building story. You can basically change remove this checkbox and make it structural level. Making it structural level will enable this particular level or all the levels to become a structural level. So you can select it by the window, all of them above the level 1, and make them structural at once. So these are all structural levels. Later on, you can rename these levels. For example, this is the GF. So if you rename it by clicking there and renaming it, so here one dialog box will be there confirming level rename. So if you rename, if you say yes, the views will be renamed. Later on, we will change the name of the views according to the plans that we have. Similarly, you can click on the level 2, and also from here in the properties palette, you can change the name here. So I'm giving it yes. So what I'm doing is I'm changing the name of all the levels and confirming it to change it in the views also. SFTF, and then you have 4th floor, 5th floor, and so on. So you can name it as per your convenience. So now you can see all the levels has been renamed, as well as they have been put into a structural level and the structural plan is there. So you can also change the properties of the levels. For example, click on any one of the levels and you have this type over here. You can create a new type by choosing the edit type button, and here the type properties dialog box is displayed, and you can see that the system family level is there and the type is 8 head. You can duplicate it and you can name it as structural level type. Done. And then you can basically see the elevation base. You have got 2 options. You're taking it from the project base point. Change the color of the level, change the symbol. Now we'll see how to load the symbol, change the line pattern of the level and making it as hidden and in symbols and so on. So let's see how we can change the symbols of the level. Apply and okay. Now you can see that the level has been changed. The type, we can select all the levels by selecting with the crossing window and change it to structural level type. Now let's see how we can change the symbols of the level. For this, you need to go to the Insert tab, load the family, and in the loaded family, in the US folder, in the English folder, you have this different subfolders over here. So you can go to the annotations and you can take the level head as triangle here, load it, and it is loaded in the project. Select the level, go to the edit type, and here in the symbols, you can find that the triangle option is there in the symbol head. Choose OK, and the symbols are changed. So with this, you find that we have been able to create different types of levels. We are able to change the properties of the level, and also we are able to create a different type of the levels. Hope you have liked this video. In the next video, we will learn how to create grids. And but before that, you can try with creating more levels below. For example, I'm quickly going through and creating one level here at the bottom and name it as foundation level. And here I will be making it around 500 here and creating a structural plan out of it. View, plan view, go to the view tab and you have this plan views, structural plan, select the foundation, and here you have and you can see that the foundation structural plan is here. Hope if you have enjoyed it, and please comment and like the videos. Thank you for watching.